Hey, it's Dave, and this is Old Dad Studio. Today is March 2nd, 2025, and this is vlog number 61. And today I'm shooting this in my car because I wanted to be as efficient as I can to be, because there's so much stuff going on today. I've got my oldest, it's their birthday, so we're going to be going out for a birthday celebration in a little bit. My youngest, it's the last day of hockey practice and the end of the year wrap-up party for them, so that's where we are right now. And I brought all the gear out because the practice part of the day is done, so he's had his last practice now, and I brought all the gear out to the vehicle. And we've got another kid with us this morning, helping out with some parents. And so the two of them are in now at the party and having a good time. And I thought I would take the opportunity to do a quick vlog and update. But yeah, it's been a whirlwind. It's been a whirlwind day today already, with all the activities that we have had going on, and it's not over yet. So that's why I'm out here in the truck and trying to squeeze this in. Now, what I wanted to do today is a wrap up of where I ended up with the All-In challenge for the month of February. So let me give you a little bit of stats around that, and maybe depending on when I edit this, if I get it done, sometime tonight, I might put in some of the sheets, some of the views of the sheet as well. But I'll give you what I know right off the bat. For my squats, I hit every single work day this week. I did 100 squats. So I hit my goal every single day. Where last week I fell off the wagon a little bit and didn't get all my squats done. This week I did. I was 100% across the board, which was fantastic. Now, one of the things that I have noticed, and I think I may have mentioned this before, is I no longer, or I don't do them at the top of every hour. It just doesn't work well to do 10 squats every top of the hour with the meetings and other things that I have going on. So I've started grouping them whenever I have a time. So I might have 2 meetings in a row, which means now I'm behind 20 squats, so I need to do 20 right now. Or maybe I'm going into a block of a 3-hour meeting, so I'm going to knock out 30 right now before I go into the meeting, and then I'll be ahead and I'll be covered for that meeting. So that's how I've been managing it. So it's not always 10 squats at the top of every hour, which is how I wanted to structure it at the very beginning of the challenge. But I did get in 100 squats every single day for this past week, which is fantastic. I hit my goal. For fasting, I didn't hit my fasting goal every single day. Now, the morning fasting I did across the board with the exception of Friday morning, which is the morning that my wife and I go out for coffee and scones or whatever we do. So I'm never going to make that Friday morning one. For my lunches, I made it most of the days. I missed one day where I went out and had lunch, and so that one day I did miss it. That day I also ate out, so that was an eating out goal that I missed. And we had one dinner out, so I missed a goal for dinner eating out as well, and not spending. Our goal was not to spend any money eating out. Overall, we went over our eating out budget goal. We were trying to reduce our budget by 50% this month from what we spent in the month of December. We didn't make that. We went over that 50%. So we were over our goal by about 30%. So we're going to continue to work on that, try to whittle that down. There's some days where both my wife and I, if we've had a really stressful day or a really long day, or we're tired because of what's been going on, and we just kind of say, F it, and we're going to go get something to eat. And so that lended to that budget a couple of times. So we missed that particular goal. But overall, I think I did pretty well, for what I wanted to do this last month. The one area that I'm really disappointed in is my weight loss. So the first week I lost 2 pounds. No, I lost 3 pounds, sorry. I lost 3 pounds the first week. I lost 1 pound the second week. I gained 2 pounds back the next week, and this past week I gained 1 pound. So I overall, for the whole month of February, for everything that I did, I'm down 1 pound from where I started in the month. And as of right now, I'm no longer going to take Wegovy. So that was one other thing that I had decided, is that I'm not going to take it. So I took my last Wegovy at the end of last week. So right now I still have it in my system. It takes about 14 days from what I understand for it to work out of your system. So I'm halfway through my last injection. So I still have Wegovy in my system, still helping me along. But for the benefit versus side effects and the almost no weight loss that I'm getting from it, I'm not going to continue. It just isn't worth it. Overall, that's a wrap up for the month of February for the All-In Challenge. It's a little bit later in the day and I'm driving. Lots and lots of driving happening today. I'm going to be on the road for next, I don't know, hour and a half probably right now because of all the driving. I got to go back and forth. And anyway, the driving part doesn't matter. The part that matters is AI and some personal experiences that I had with AI today. So I was talking to Quinn while I was driving and asking Quinn for recommendations on some podcasts to listen to, so I could listen to a podcast while I'm driving. And I was looking for something either a little intriguing or something with AI. I'm looking for some suggestions. And I was having just a conversation with Quinn about what I should listen to. Now, the podcast that we came up with, or that Quinn came up with, and that I decided out of the ones that it was recommending, the one that I decided to go with was one called Hidden Brain. And so I'm like, great, fantastic, I will listen to Hidden Brain. Now I'm driving, and Quinn can't interact with applications on my phone. So even though Quinn was able to recommend a podcast for me, Quinn can't start the podcast. So in order to start the podcast, I then have to switch to talking to Siri, to have Siri start the podcast for me. Do you think I could get Siri to start the podcast using voice commands? Now, I just had this entire conversation with ChatGPT 4.5 is the version that we're on right now. And I stumble over my words, and I cough, and I make noises, and I don't talk in a robotic tone or anything. I just talk just like I normally do. And Quinn understands me 99.9% of the time. But trying to get Siri to understand that I want the podcast Hidden Brain started on Spotify, it's like I was asking an impossible task. And it is so frustrating where we have Apple is like the gigantic #1 company in the world as far as profit and worth goes, and yet their voice interaction is so far behind everybody else. Now I have Apple Intelligence and I have it turned on my phone. It doesn't help at all. It actually, I think it's even worse. The other thing with Siri that I was just having struggles with is I was trying to give it voice commands so I could send text messages while I'm driving, because of course I don't want to text while I'm driving. So I'm telling it, Siri, text this person, and this person. And so I had 3 people in my group that I wanted to text, and it took like 4 times for me saying their names, getting the cadence just right so it could actually send that text. If I said it too fast, it thought I was saying one certain person's name who isn't any of the trio that I was trying to send to. It kept going to my contact list and pulling up somebody. So then I had to say it slower, but then if I said it too slow, it would pick up the first one and say, okay, I'm going to send a text to this person. No, I want all 3 people in the group to be text. And it's just frustrating that Siri is so incompetent I think is the right word. Far behind? I don't know. It's with the other AI tools that are out there and the way that they can understand voice, you would think Siri would be on like the cutting edge of everything, and it just is not. All right. That's the end of my rant. I'm gonna stop now, and I will see if I can listen to Hidden Brain for the rest of my drive, and we'll see how that podcast is.